What's up, everyone? This is Gail Dudley, and it is time for News in Motion. Today is Wednesday, people. It is Wednesday, June the 15th, 2022, and it is time for today's headlines right here on News in Motion. I am your host, y'all, Gail Dudley. We've been coming almost 2 years at you. Come June the 22nd, it will be officially 2 years that we have been doing this grassroots aggregated news where we are having people and pulling information coming from the north, south, east, west, all over. We're just excited to be here. I see you, Jeffrey Allen James. Good morning to you. Good morning, Marion Jackson. What's up, sister? How are you doing on today? I see Isaiah's in the green room. Kenny Stanley's in the green room. So good morning to the two of them. Y'all, we have a lot of news. Good morning, Adrian. Good morning to you. There are people still in Central Ohio that are without power. We're hoping their power come on sooner than later. The heat index is going to hit about another 115. So, y'all, we have a lot going on, but we can't give up. I see you, Dr. Antoinette, coming in the room. What's up, Shirley Nicholson? How are you on today? There it is, Kenny Stanley. He says, NIM family, good morning. What's up, Regina Shorts? How are you today? Come on in the room, people. Come on in the room. Y'all, it was straight fire on here yesterday, wasn't it? I see you, Latrice Jones. What's up, girlfriend? Y'all, we need to help Latrice. I need y'all to go to her. Twitter account. Latrice, put your Twitter up in there. And y'all, we need to retweet her latest tweet. She wants to get action, y'all. She's still trying to deal with the situation with DoorDash, and she needs some help. So if everybody can follow her on Twitter and then retweet her latest tweet, I think we got something. What's up, Hester? How's North Carolina treating you, sister? All right, y'all. Again, we have a lot of news that's coming at you this morning. So you know what we do. Let's get started. I see you, Kim Edmondson. I see you. Thanks, Latrice, for putting that in there. Again, y'all, we want to retweet Latrice. I'm putting all the words together. Latrice last tweet that she posted on yesterday. I'll tell you, I saw it this morning. I'm like texting her at like, I don't know what time, like, do I need to come to your house? What's happening? And she told me it was the same thing. So there hasn't been a resolution to that. So we want to help our sister out. What's up, Deborah Johnson? Good morning. All right, y'all, I'm going to bring Kenny Stanley in here. We got some conversation. He's going to tell us a little bit about sports. What's up, Fred Jones? And then we're going to go into today's headlines. There's a lot that's happening. So come on in the room, Kenny Stanley. Come on in the room. What's up?
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Hey, first thing I need to talk about, free BG. We got a free Brittany Griner.
Yes.
As you know, NBC is reporting that the WNBA star Brittany Griner's detention in Russia is now extended to July the 2nd. Now, she was first detained on February the 17th, and then in March, they had extended it to May 19th, and then it went to June, and now we're here at July the 2nd. Being that you're our sports commentator, can you please talk to us about that?
It's political. They're using her as a pawn. It's political. That's the only thing I can say. This is a political move. Russia's trying to do everything they can to get what they want out of the United States. And that's exactly what it is. I mean, some elected official, or all the elected officials, including the NBA and the WNBA executives, need to do something to get Brittany home. It's time to bring her home.
Well, there's a quote by Mercury star Diana Taurasi, I believe. It says, there is a lot involved in getting her back home and safe. They're working relentlessly. So what exactly are they doing and working? And then we have the administration of President Joe Biden, who has previously said that it's working to bring Griner and another American Michigan corporate security executive, Paul Whelan, home from Russia. Do you know anything about that at all? Like,
I
how are
know
they working tirelessly to get her home?
it seems like they're doing nothing. I do know that the other guy that they're talking about trying to get home, he's been locked up, I do believe, for 4 years now. So it's a long process. Um, it looks like they're doing nothing. I believe them when they say they are doing something, but it's just this is just tiresome. She should have been home back in February. This should have been a
Right.
non-issue. Uh, but like I said, this was right before Russia invaded Ukraine, and they knew exactly what was getting ready to happen to them with the sanctions and everything. So now they're using her as a pawn.
Okay. And then do you also believe, and I see Jeffrey Allen James says, I think she'll be released by late July or early August. I think Russia wants the USA to stop helping Ukraine. I think he's right on that. And in addition to that, Kenny, as you go into your sports this morning, I also read from NBC News that WBNA player also have been able to send emails and letters to Brittany Griner through her account her agent set up. Now it says the emails are printed out and delivered sporadically in bunches to Griner by her lawyer after they are vetted by Russian officials. So what do you think about that? Are they really turning over these letters? How do we really know that that's happening?
I don't think they're turning over all of them, and she is able to respond to the ones that she get. They did some WNB players said they have heard from her. Her wife says she's heard from her, but like you said, these letters have to be vetted, and I'm quite sure that she does. From what I understand, she really doesn't have paper, so she has to dictate to her lawyer what she wants to respond back with when she does receive her mail. Um, it's just a sad situation. It's a very sad situation, and nobody should have to go through this.
Yeah, yeah. Good morning, Judy. Neal, I see Mike Nicholson has joined us also. He says, shoot, lesbian black women, she got all the strikes. They are dragging their feet. So what else can we do when we're talking about protesting and what you're digging into the sports news? Is there anything else we can be doing to help this process that you know of?
We had write our congressman. Um, we got to keep speaking out because everybody in America needs to be behind this and bringing her home. That's all. That's the basis that we can do. We got to keep making our voice heard. We want Brittany home. Free BG.
Got that. Got that. All right, go ahead and give us the other sports news, and everyone. I'll be back in a little bit and go over the rest of the headlines, and they are heavy. So stay tuned. Go ahead, Ken.
All right. In NBA news, the finals continue on Thursday in Boston. Um, Golden State can wrap it up. They have a 3-2 lead. But I got a sneaky suspicion it's going to go all seven. I picked the Warriors in six, but I think it's a money thing now. I think they're going for the money and trying to get all the revenue they can. And I got a feeling that Boston's going to hold home court and win tomorrow night. Um, but don't expect Steph Curry to be cold again, though. Steph going to come out trying to do everything he can to bring another championship home back to Golden State. But the rest of the Warriors going to have to step up and get on his coattail and ride with him. If not, Boston's going to run them out the gym. In the NHL, the finals start tonight. It's a 7-game series that starts tonight between Western Conference champs, Colorado Avalanche, and they're going to try to stop the Tampa Bay Lightning from becoming a three-peat champion, which will be the first time that it happened since the New York Islanders did it in back in 1982, on their way to winning daggone four straight. My Cincinnati Reds in Major League Baseball, they've been streaking. They won 3 in a row yesterday. They won 3 in a row. They won their third game in a row, beating the Arizona Diamondbacks 5-3. LA Dodgers beat the Los Angeles Angels in the battle for Cali 2-0. Houston beat the Texans in the Battle of Texas, 4-3. And the Yankees beat Tampa Bay 2-0. And I'm seeing across the screen, what do I think about Steph missing his first three-pointer? Uh, well, it had to come to an end sometime, Mr. James. It had to come to an end. I mean, 233 straight games, including the playoffs. Yeah, he was hot. He was hot. But like I said, don't look for him to be cold tomorrow night. Steph Curry is coming out firing on all cylinders. He normally doesn't have back-to-back bad games. So he's going to give Boston a run for their money. And that's sports. Game over. Back to Gail with more news.
Hey, thank you. I got to come back and grab a couple of things. Mike Nicholson thinks you're hating on the Golden State Warriors.
I picked Golden. No, I'm not hating. I picked Golden State in 6. But I just got a sneaky suspicion they're going to make it go 7.
Now, Kim Evans is saying it's all about the money. And I think she's talking about, I don't know if she's talking about the game or Brittany Griner. And then Deborah Johnson says, and I believe this. Let me put this up here about Deborah Johnson. Deborah Johnson says, I think they purposely go all 7 games. Is it true or not true that the more games they play, the more money they get? Or is it really?
Count it up. Count it up. Yeah. Count the money.
Count the money?
Count the money.
Wow. And then we have this from Shirley Nicholson saying, word has it LeBron won't be resigning with the Lakers. Is that true or false?
From what I understand, I think he is a free agent. I don't know if he's going to leave, but the rumor mill says that he wouldn't mind going to Golden State. So that would be something.
He wants to go to Golden State?
That would be something crazy. Yeah, he wants to play with Steph. So that's the rumor. If he goes to Golden State, that's going to be it. Yeah.
I hear that he's doing some more building in the Akron area. I believe he's now looking at putting together a hospital or a health facility.
Yeah, he's looking to put a hospital, a medical facility together, I guess, for people in urban areas for the hood. So I guess that's what he's trying to do. Yeah.
And we did not catch this that I remember, not unless you did it while I was away, but I don't think it happened by then. But he is now considered an official first sports athlete billionaire.
2, second. Now it's 3. There's 3 of them now. Jordan was the first, but he wasn't an active player.
Right, active, right.
When he became a billionaire, LeBron became a billionaire as an active player, and then Tiger Woods crossed over last weekend. So it was like back to back, him and Tiger crossed over back to back as billionaires.
All right, and then Kim Edmondson says, "Go sit down, Bron."
Bron not no time soon. Not till his son get in the NBA. Once his son gets in, then he'll retire.
Wow. Listen, thank you so much, Kenny Stanley. Hey. And I'm going to go ahead with the news, y'all. January 6 hearings for today have been postponed. House Select Committee postponed the 3rd public hearings originally scheduled for today, citing they needed time required for presentation materials. Next hearing is set for tomorrow, Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. All right, y'all, what's on the table? This is interesting. The Wall Street Journal reports as the January 6th Select Committee investigating the attacks on the Capitol continues its public hearings, y'all, a public disagreement has emerged between the committee members. It's like, y'all doing too good. Don't start that. Don't start that. Now, the disagreement is about whether it would consider referring criminal charges against former President Trump to the Justice Department. Now, in comments to reporters late Monday, Representative Bernie Thompson, the chairman of the committee, cast doubt on whether it would make a criminal referral to the Justice Department. He says, and I quote, "We're going to tell the facts. If the Department of Justice looks at it and sees something that needs further review, I'm sure they'll do it." He goes on to say, but it's not our job. Now, another committee member, Vice Chairwoman Liz Cheney from Wyoming, tweeted that the committee has not issued a conclusion regarding potential criminal referrals. Then we also have Representative Elaine Lurie, who tweeted that the committee has yet to vote on whether we will recommend criminal referral to the Justice Department, adding that it's the committee's responsibility to report criminal activity to the Justice Department. I'm not done yet, y'all. We also have Representative Adam Schiff saying during an interview on CNN that while he is unsure of Mr. Thompson's statement, I don't know that the committee has reached a position on whether we make referral or what the referrals might be. He goes on to say, I thought we were deferring that decision until we concluded our investigation. Y'all know where I'm going. Messaging people, message people. Look right there, it's already a disconnect. And what's disappointing is that you have the chair, who happens to be a Black man, up here saying one thing, saying what they're not going to do, and you have everyone else saying something different. They cannot begin to start breaking down their collective front at this time because too much great information is coming forward. So y'all, that's that. Now, hold on. Let me keep going. Y'all, this story continues to unfold. Now, the people on the inside of the former guy's group is starting to put other information out about some of the people who have been testifying. And I find this one extremely interesting. And I have yet to hear, and maybe someone else has heard this, and if you have, please correct me by putting it in the chat. But have y'all seen a baby yet from Bill Steffing? Like, has his wife actually delivered a baby? The reason I asked that question, y'all, SV Date and Jennifer Bennery of HuffPost reports that Bill Steffing, who told the January 6th committee that he quit Donald Trump's campaign after the 2020 election, and that's what he reported. If y'all tuned in to his presentation, his video deposition election, because he could no longer go along with the election lies. Now, I have been digging because this is out there. He continues to coordinate Trump's political operation, which is built almost entirely on spreading those exact election lies. For example, Steffing's National Public Affairs firm, his firm, currently paid $10,000 a month, currently as of June of 2022, from Trump's Save America committee, receiving a total of $130,000 since last May, and taking in another $90,562 from Trump's reconfigured presidential campaign, according to HuffPost analysis and Federal Election Commission filings. These are filings. This is public, which leads me to say, well, didn't the select committee find this as well? So they cannot begin to break down because they're bringing us too much ammunition. And I'm going to keep going. As of yesterday, one of the people of the former guy said that Bill Steffing is on an hour-long call with other Trump aides, including Dan Scavino, Jason Miller, and Trump's eldest son, Donald Trump Jr. The last call was when? June the 6th, 2022. Yeah. So we got to talk about this. But then I kept rolling. Good morning, Pastor Alex. Good morning, Cherie. I kept rolling, wanting to find more, because that was a red flag for me. So wait, this clicked yesterday. Y'all remember the attorney, Eric Hirschman, who was on there talking about, he told Attorney John Eastman, 2 words from here, orderly transition. And the guy that's bringing all the information about Trump and how he was telling him he was wrong, this, that, and the other, all of that information. Do y'all know who that is? Y'all, he was Trump's impeachment attorney. Y'all, the impeachment trial started on February the 9th, 2021. So I thought you quit. So how were you able to be his impeachment attorney if you're saying all of these other things that you have said on video? Y'all, these are the questions we need to ask. So Eric Hirschman left behind $3.3 million partnership share with the law office partnership to join the Trump White House last year. Hirschman represented Trump in his first impeachment trial in early 2020. And that was the alleged pressure campaign on Ukraine, and then the one in 2021. After the election, he angrily pushed back on Trump's allies seeking to overturn the election results. So, how did you still, in great faith, stand before on February the 9th, 2021, doing what you do? Yes, Kim Edmondson, I got to connect these dots. Y'all, Eric Hirschman, a lawyer who represented former President Trump during his first impeachment trial and later became a central figure in battles over the election results. It wasn't until later when the committee began to form that he began to step back. Now, he has reportedly earned $3,313,154, according to the financial statement. Now, speaking of that financial statement, y'all just want to put all this together. I'm giving this to you for a reason. Just follow, just follow. You know what they say, follow the money, follow the money. Y'all, 250 million raised under false pretense for the non-existent fund, sending up to 25 emails a day as of January the 6th, 2021. Now, these were the Save American PAC donations. $1 million went to the Conservative Partnership Institute, $1 million to the American First Policy Institute, $240,857 to the Trump Hotel Collection, $5 million to the Event Strategies Incorporated, all a part of this Trump, I don't know, you want to call it empire, whatever. This is where the money, and they're still uncovering where the money has been going. So that was as of yesterday. And again, they realize it is now a non-existent fund, a non-existent fund. As you may have followed, Attorney General Letitia James from New York is saying she's now looking into it because she believes that will connect dots to what's happening in New York. So y'all, this is becoming a bigger picture, and this may be what gets him, not the January 6th insurrection. So continue to follow that. But y'all, there's some concerning things behind this. And again, I'm just unpacking. I'm giving you a lot today. Just follow me as much as you can. You may have to replay this to make this make sense, but just keep following me because I kept digging yesterday. The Washington Post reports that more than 100 GOP primary winners back Trump's false election fraud claims. Let me go there because y'all, these numbers are staggering. So let me just give you an example of what I'm talking about. And I'm going to put the link in the thread later on for you to look at as well. Y'all, the 2020 election denial among GOP primary winners so far in the primaries of 2022, which makes this November the 8th midterm elections extremely, extremely important. Y'all, we have 5 governors who denied or directly questioned the 2020 election results. These are people who are running for governor. You have 4 attorney generals, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio, and Texas. And with the governors, it was Alabama, Arizona, Idaho, Pennsylvania, and Texas. Secretary of State, you have 1 in Michigan. Lieutenant Governor, you have 3, Arizona, Georgia, and Texas. In the Senate, you have 7, and that's Alabama, Georgia, Ohio, Kentucky, Oregon, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania. In Alabama, you have 7. In Arkansas, you have 2, and these are now House races. House races, 7 in Alabama, House races, 2 in Arkansas. Georgia, you have 10. Idaho, you have 2. Indiana, 4. Kentucky, 1. Nebraska, 1. North Carolina, 9. Ohio, 9. Oregon, 2. Pennsylvania, 9. Texas, 24. And West Virginia, 2. Those are all the individuals in the House races that are running during the primary, and they're winning. They're winning. I share that information with you because as we're going to the polls and saying, you cannot say, I'm going to sit this one out. You cannot. People who have already set out the primaries have allowed these people to come up. Now, y'all pay attention because after defying Trump, GOP rep Tom Rice Tom Rice, he loses the re-election in South Carolina. Who gets in there as the Republican person who will go on the ballot? Trump's person. Yeah, Trump's person gets on there. We have to pay attention. And Trump's person, his name is Representative Russell Fry, who won the race. He won by over 50% yesterday. And they said it was a low turnout and people just weren't turning out on the Democratic ticket side at all, or the independent. Well, independent, you can't vote. You have to select which one you want to go in the primary. So you can vote, you just have to select which one. Let me clarify that. So that's what's happening. So you have people, and by the way, y'all, Tim Rice is the one who voted for impeachment in the House during 2021, the second impeachment hearing. So y'all, what happened? They went after him to get rid of him, and now Trump's backer, the election denier, is now on that ballot for the midterm elections in South Carolina. Y'all, it is so important that we pay attention. We need to know who these individuals are so that when we go and cast our ballot in November, if you're in that state, you understand and recognize who you are voting for. This is why so many people push back on me when I say this. This is why I do not always. I've done it many times, but this is why I say, this is, to me, not a down ballot election season. For some. For others, you may have no choice but to do that. But just imagine if this Russell Fry wins in November. Just imagine what he's going to bring into the House chambers on a regular basis. That's happening. Also, you have Trump-backed election denier who also won the GOP Secretary of State primary in Nevada. Y'all, former Nevada State Rep Jim Marchant, a Republican who has spread Trump's lies about the 2020 election, won, y'all, the GOP Secretary of State primary. Y'all, just imagine if he's that person who's an election denier and he has access as a Secretary of State in Nevada moving forward, if he wins, imagine that power that he has. Y'all, we have to pay attention to what's going on. A lot there. I want to hear from y'all. So put in here what you're thinking. And I'm sharing this with you because even still today, we have to connect the dots and we have to determine who we're going to support. You can also support people outside of your state by sending funds to their campaign. We have Marjorie Taylor Greene still in Georgia, now talking about something with climate change. Y'all, don't turn your eye away from Marcus Flowers. We're still trying to get him to join us here on News in Motion to talk about his platform and what he could bring and why it's so important that he wins over Marjorie Taylor Greene in November. Mike Nicholson says everyone's talking about how when the former guy was in there and the gas prices, they don't know how. We've been talking about that, Mike Nicholson, and thank you for posting that and putting that in there. Y'all, this is all a part of things we need to learn and understand the power of the purse. What did I say to y'all probably a year ago? Who handles the power of the purse? The House. The House handles the power of the purse, not the president. Y'all have to understand that. Y'all, also in COVID news, that is reporting that the United States appears to be in the midst of another biological baton pass between COVID-19 variants. The Omicron variant continues to split. BA2 now is BA2.12.1. We also have BA4, BA5, and then we have a new BA2.22.1 group. And they're saying the numbers are now rising with that as well. More than 1 in 5 COVID infections last week were caused by BA4 and BA5, according to updated estimates posted on Tuesday by the Center of Disease Control and Prevention. Y'all, that's up from 13% the prior week. The rest of the cases are from BA2.2, and then BA.4 and BA.5 are picking up speed because they're saying from the CDC they're able to invade the body's antibody response even more so than other variants, meaning they are very good at establishing infections in people who have some level of protection. So even if you've been protected, they saying it's back to you. They're not going to put mandates, but consider mask wearing, washing your hands, Clorox wipes, Lysol, whatever. Use whatever is necessary to do what you do. Jeffrey Allen James said the governor of Alabama definitely has to go, and the AG, who is a minion for her, also needs to go. And see, these are things, if we get our news and motion ambassadors out here, we can bring more and more of this type of information on a regular basis so that we can make the moves we need to make. All right. Also in the news that I want to share with y'all today, and I see we're running out of time, but hold on. Y'all, rent is on the rise. NPR reports, a new report from Redfin shows that nationally listed rent for available apartments rose 15% from a year ago. And the median listed rent for the available apartment rose above $2,000 a month for the first time. Rents are up more than 30% in Austin, Seattle, and Cincinnati. In Los Angeles, the median asking rent is $3,400. Even in an informally affordable city such as Nashville is now up $2,140, up 32% from last year. They go on to say housing is getting less affordable for everyone at every level. And this is their chief economist at Redfin, Daryl Fairweather, who's reporting this. She also, says rents are going up as fast as home prices are. So that's what's happening. Y'all, government consumer price data shows that the average rent Americans actually pay, not just the change in price for the new listing, rose 4.8% over last year, which is higher than the usual rate increase. Just to give you an example, and this is from NPR, Austin, Texas, 2,707, Seattle, Washington, 3,097, Cincinnati, Ohio, 1,713, Los Angeles, 3,400, Washington, D.C., 2,681, Boston, Massachusetts, 3,970, Miami, Florida, 3,157, Nashville, Tennessee, 2,141, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 1,934, 37, and of course, New York, $4,008. Yes, Latrice, she says, I can't believe how much rent is for an apartment. I'm not sending my children out there to deal with that. That's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. So yes, that's what's happening. Now, with all of that and with the heat index increasing, and I don't know how anyone was able to breathe in Central Ohio yesterday. I went out there and said, what is going on? Y'all, intentional. This was intentional. The Columbus Dispatch right here in Central Ohio is reporting that American Electric Power says electricity may not be restored until late Thursday evening, which means ACs are out. They said hotel prices increased and they were booking up in Central Ohio quite rapidly because people were leaving their homes. They were suffering, they were suffocating, they were hot, they had no electricity, their food is spoiling, so they were going into hotels. Now, I don't know about you, but I kept reading because I was like, what is really happening here? There was a lot. We had the storms. We had 70 miles per hour wind. Things were happening. Y'all, more than 230,000 American Electric Power customers are still without power as of Tuesday afternoon. After, get this word, this little word was snuck in there when I was reading and I started looking further into this. After intentional, y'all, this is done intentionally. Intentional outages were conducted to protect the power grid. So they intentionally, in a heat index of 110, 112, 114 in some areas, they intentionally conducted these outages to protect the power grid. That's the truth. Look it up. Including outages affecting more than 169,000 additional in outer areas. Y'all, the hard-hit areas can expect a multi-day outage, and inclement weather may cause further damage and additional outages, according to a release. So that's what's happening. Yes, Kim Edmondson, it was an intentional rolling outages. Y'all, the heat index is 110, 112, 114 in some areas, and you intentionally shut down the power grid. something we should talk about. Y'all, these are things that we need to bring. We can't just sit back and accept them. And even looking at some of the areas, we should be upset. Why did you hit some of the areas you hit? Why did you hit some of the many of the marginalized areas? Why did you hit many of the Section 8 areas? Why did you hit these particular areas? Why? These are questions we need to be asking, y'all. We just can't say, oh, I'm out. I'm going to just go to a hotel. What about the people that cannot afford or able to go to hotels? What about the places where they have just gone to the food bank to get food because they're food insecure and now that food is spoiled? What do we do? Y'all, there's many questions. You have to continue to ask the questions and connect all the dots. That's where I'm at with this. Next thing that's up, should this man be fired? Let me see. Deborah Johnson said Franklin County is giving free fans for seniors who are 65 years or older. And Mike Nicholson said, yep. I'm like, this is convenient. Yeah, it's crazy. Adrian says campus, you must be talking about the Ohio State University, had power surge yesterday at 2 p.m. Yeah, so it's just happening. Shirley said Riverside Hospital lost power on yesterday. As your husband was going to get his cancer treatment. We're going to be praying for that. And what about everyone else who was at that hospital as well? I know they have generators that probably kicked in, but still, these things are happening. Jeffrey said they go by zip codes. They do. Y'all, when I read that, and y'all know I always encourage you to read, just go out there to AEP. Now, it's not going to be on their homepage. You got to look for it, but you got to keep digging to it and keep clicking in until you get to the root of what's really going on. They're also not answering phones, I hear, at this time as well. Now, y'all, should this man be fired? ABC News is reporting the manager of a Northern California gas station was fired after he accidentally set the gas price to 69 cents per gallon. Yeah, that's what he did. His name is John. He served as a manager for Shell gas station, and he said he mistakenly placed a decimal in the wrong spot, that the price was supposed to be $6.99 a gallon. That's just crazy, but that's California. He says, and I quote, I put all three prices on there except the diesel. The last one kind of didn't go. He said, so I took the responsibility for it and said, yes, my fault. This is ABC News that's reporting, and he was fired. He goes on to say, the pricing error reportedly cost the gas station $16,000 as hundreds of drivers capitalized on the mistake and filled their tanks. And they were out there, they were rolling. They were probably like, why is all these people in line? They found out what was really happening. And Mike Nicholson said he's a hero. Kim Edmonds said, what? I mean, come on. I'm sure it was a mistake, but still. And he accepted it. So should he be fired for that? He admitted his mistake. All right, y'all, Explorer, if you have Microsoft, as of today, June the 15th, Microsoft will no longer support the Internet Explorer. They have changed over to what they call the Edge, Dr. Antoinette says, do it again, Lord. Y'all are cracking me up. All right, y'all, the inspirational message, and then we're out of here today. Y'all, dreams to execution. Y'all, we're on the edge, right? Let's just say you're on the edge. And let's say you're at a crossroads, if you will. I'm using this from this Explorer Internet. I saw that. I said, I got this inspirational message I want to share. Y'all, things are no longer, consider the things that are no longer being supported in your life. What do you do now? You're on the edge. You're out here, you're exploring, you're on the edge. Some things are no longer supported. Some things that you used to do, you can no longer do. Where do you make a change? What direction do you go? And how quickly do you do this? They told us last year that if you have Microsoft, the Internet Explorer would be retiring in June of 2022. And they kept their promise. They kept that. But in the meantime, they worked to do the things they needed to do to make the change. You're here. You have a dream. You're ready to execute. You've been having this dream. You've been looking at the possibilities, but you're not moving on the dream. The dream's not going to take off on its own. There's something you have to do. You have to execute it, but you have to look around and see who's supporting this dream. You have to look around and see, is this dream still valuable? What adjustments do I have to make? Where do I go from here at this point? What do you do? Y'all, it's very interesting how the inspirational messages have been laying out this week. It's all about you, y'all. It's all about who God is and how He's going to move you to that next piece. But there's something you have to do as well. You have to execute it. You have to determine what you're going to retire, what you're going to delete, what you're going to move aside, and how you're going to, as I said yesterday, breathe life into what it is that you're working on. You have a responsibility. We can all dream, but if you're not executing it, it's just a dream. It will never come forward until you do something with it. So today, I just want to empower you to do something with that dream that you have been dreaming. You haven't just had the dream just because. And yes, it's beautiful, it's glorified, you're excited about it, you can see yourself doing it, but now it's time to execute it. What are you going to do about it? Baby steps for many of us. Maybe it's saying, okay, let me implement this one goal today, which I think I said that yesterday or Monday. And then maybe the next day you're saying, okay, how do I write a description? What do I need to research? Who do I need to be in my circle of influence? You know, we have to stop being so intimidated by inviting other people to the table so they can help you launch your dream, just like they invite us to the table so that we can help them launch their dream. Y'all, it's time for us to stop using that phrase, holding everything close to our vest. There's times that happens, but to go ahead and release it and put it out, because people are needing what it is that you have. But here's the truth. You need what you have. There's a reason you had that dream in the first place. I want y'all to go back and look at the message from Monday and yesterday and today and begin to formalize and put something together, because you're that important. You're that important. All right, y'all, until tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a special segment. We know Father's Day is coming up. We know Juneteenth is coming up this weekend as well. We have a special segment tomorrow that's dealing with fathers, Black men, and his sons. We will have Fred Jones join us, along with Isaiah, who's currently in the green room, and also his brother, Fred's son, Isaac. And I think it's going to be so exciting. So be sure that you tune in tomorrow. Invite your male friends and other family members to come and join us, as well as we have this wonderful conversation tomorrow about Father's Day, especially Black men, along with their sons. All right, y'all. I am Gail Dudley. Y'all know what I say. Y'all stay well, live well, and remember to make some bold moves. I'm out.